Thank you. Thank you, Chair, members of committee and council. My name is Jacob Dawang. I am a young renter under 30, new Edmontonian. Thank you so much for the welcome to your city. Housing advocate and just overall interested in urban planning and making cities nicer. So my presentation today is on how a land value tax could help address surface parking lots. And this is more aimed at a long-term solution for these kinds of inefficiently used lands that we want to see redeveloped. Next slide, please. So first of all, what is a land value tax? So property value is composed of two parts. The first part being land value, what is the unimproved value of the land? And then the improvement value, what have you built on top of that? And so what land value tax does is it ignores the improvement value and it taxes land directly. And this has a lot of nice properties, such as if you are an econ nerd like me and remember back to your econ 101 class and these supply and demand graphs, because land supply is totally inelastic, that means that land value tax is perfectly efficient. It doesn't come with any of the economic distortions that other taxes might come with. Next slide, please. Great, so how does this help address surface parking? Well, land value tax discourages speculative land holding because the tax increases reflect changes in land value up and down, encouraging landowners to develop or sell vacant or underused plots in high demand areas. So here we see a billboard put up a long time ago that says, "Everybody works but the vacant lot. I paid $3,600 for this lot and will hold until I get $6,000. Essentially, someone's speculating on this lot, earning the profit off of what they expect this land will become worth in the future. Next slide, please. So in essence, what a land value tax would do is it would tax inefficiently used land more, and building improvements won't cause tax increases. Next slide, please. So, but where has this actually been implemented? It turns out in a lot of places, the text seems small there, but Australia has land tax. In Canada, many jurisdictions had land tax until the early 20th century. And there's a variety of other countries where it has been implemented. Next slide, please. How can land value tax be practically implemented? Well, for this, I would turn your attention to Detroit, where the mayor, Mike Duggan, who's dealing with a lot of vacant land and underused properties, has introduced the land value tax plan. And in the middle, you can read, "It's time to lower Detroit's property taxes. Land value tax brochure has all the details." Next slide, please. So essentially what that plan has is split rate taxation. So going back to what property value is, land value plus improvement value, all you have to do is tax the land value and structure value at the different mill rates. And so essentially you'll have your property tax being land value tax rate multiplied by the land value plus the improvement tax rate multiplied by the improvement value. And as you can see for the Detroit example, their plan is to cut the tax mills on buildings by 14 and more than double taxes on land. And that will encourage actually redeveloping land and not penalize people who seek to redevelop land. And I know that there's a few barriers in the short term to implementing this, namely that you need to get the province to agree to allow this, but I thought that it would be useful to bring this to your attention. And there's no better time to start than now for advocating for this kind of tax reform. Thank you, and I'm happy to answer any questions later on.
Thank you. Thanks for that presentation.